The small town of Everwood was blanketed in a thick layer of snow, its streets eerily silent under the pale glow of streetlights. Detective Alex Turner rubbed his gloved hands together, the visible breath in the cold air betraying the tension that hung like a heavy cloud over the town. A serial killer had struck again, leaving a chilling calling card in the form of a meticulously placed paper snowflake at each crime scene. The town was on edge, the tight-knit community shaken by fear and suspicion. The police investigation had reached a point where the forest surrounding Everwood became the focus of their search. One frigid night, Detective Turner led a group of officers deep into the heart of the forest, their flashlights cutting through the darkness like blades. The crunch of snow beneath their boots echoed through the trees, heightening the isolation that surrounded them. As they delved deeper, mysteries and secrets gradually revealed themselves. The forest seemed to hold its breath, and the detectives couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The fear in the air thickened with every step. The group stumbled upon an abandoned cabin, its windows shattered, and its door ajar. Inside, they discovered a room filled with strange symbols and newspaper clippings, each pointing to the existence of a hidden cult within the town. The detectives exchanged uneasy glances, realizing that the killer was not acting alone. The night grew colder, and the wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it the unsettling knowledge that the town's darkest secrets were entwined with the murders. As the investigation unfolded, Detective Turner found himself caught in a web of deceit and betrayal. The isolation of the forest intensified, and the visible breath of the detectives seemed to freeze in the air. Suddenly, a distant scream pierced the silence, sending shivers down their spines. The flashlights flickered as they sprinted towards the sound, only to find a hooded figure standing over a fresh crime scene. With a heart-stopping twist, the hooded figure turned out to be the mayor, the person the town had entrusted with their safety. The murders were a result of a twisted plan to eliminate those who threatened to expose the cult. As the truth unfolded, Detective Turner grappled with the realization that the real monsters were the ones the town had least suspected. The mayor's eyes gleamed with a madness that sent shivers down the spines of the detectives. The cult's influence had penetrated deep into the heart of Everwood, and the murders were a macabre ritual to protect their secrets. In the cold night, Detective Turner confronted the mayor, the visible breath of both men intermingling in the frigid air. The isolated forest seemed to hold its breath, awaiting the resolution to this twisted tale. As the police closed in, the mayor raised a gloved hand, holding a paper snowflake insignia that matched those found at the crime scenes. It was a mark of the cult's authority, a signal that the killer was part of a much larger, more sinister conspiracy. A tense standoff ensued, the flashlight beams dancing in the darkness. The mayor, cornered and desperate, confessed to orchestrating the murders to maintain the cult's secrecy. But just as Detective Turner moved in to apprehend him, a gunshot echoed through the trees. The mayor crumpled to the ground, a surprised expression frozen on his face. The detectives turned to find a mysterious figure emerging from the shadows, a vigilante who had been tracking the cult for years, hidden in the folds of Everwood's society. This unexpected ally revealed that the cult had roots that ran deep, entwining themselves with influential figures in the town. As the truth unfolded, the detectives realized that the mayor was merely a pawn, a sacrificial piece in a larger, more malevolent game. Together with the vigilante, Detective Turner and his team exposed the cult's inner workings, dismantling the network that had ensnared Everwood. The visible breaths of relief and exhaustion filled the cold air as the first light of dawn began to break through the trees. The isolated town, once paralyzed by fear, slowly emerged from the shadows. As the snow continued to fall, covering the sins of the past, Detective Turner couldn't help but wonder how many more secrets lay buried beneath the winter's icy embrace. Everwood, scarred but resilient, began the process of healing. The snow-covered forest, witness to the unraveling of mysteries and the exposure of evil, stood silent, as if holding its breath for the town's redemption. The night's events became a chilling chapter in Everwood's history, a tale of darkness overcome by the unyielding light of truth.